Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we have some news that came out yesterday actually. You see, Rich Aldridge, one of CA's lead developers, decided to go onto the Reddit and have a little bit of a gander. And there was a comment that struck out to him. The comment was, so they really are just going to leave Tzeentch in the dust and not talk about it then? Which is in reference to Shadows of Change not really being the best for Tzeentch. Well, his response was, we have some other focuses right now, but we are aware that other factions outside of the ones we mentioned in the video, and including Tzeentch, are still very much deserving of some added attention again in the future. This is actually very good news, because yeah, Shadows of Change didn't really bring in a lot for Tzeentch in terms of quality of life updates. It was decent in terms of content after 2.0, because we finally got some Lord and Hero options, we finally got ourselves the Mutative Vortex Beast and a few other things. But yeah, the campaigns overall need to get a few fixes here and there. Now, I don't think that this means that Tzeentch is going to get more DLC in the future, mostly because, well, there's not a lot of stuff missing for Tzeentch. I've been looking around. The Fireworm is missing, a few other things are, but nothing that would justify a DLC, unless Games Workshop step in once again and create some new content for Tzeentch. This is not old world stuff, but rather, you know, just generic new makings. The Doom Knights of Tzeentch, for example, are brand new units in terms of flying on discs and so on. They've done some new stuff for Tzeentch, it's possible, but really, Tzeentch doesn't need a DLC, in my opinion. What I would say is an update to Kairos to have access to more Cataclysm spells, as he's supposed to be the biggest spellcaster. Maybe fix around his skill tree and so on, because it makes no sense to use skill points on items to get other spells. In all honesty, he should just have access to all the spells, but maybe in a stripped down way, because if you didn't know, Kairos has access to like the most laws of magic on the tabletop. This is in Warhammer Fantasy. So make him even more of a terrifying spellcaster that he's supposed to be, would be kind of thematic, and obviously just a lot more reason to play him again. A lot of people aren't playing Tzeentch, and there's very good reasons for that. Now, in terms of the Changeling, I think two things could be done to make it much more enjoyable. One, a toggle to allow for you to play the Changeling as its current campaign, you know, being a sneaky boy, or have the generic Tzeentch faction playstyle. Because the character itself is quite fun, but the problem is that it's very difficult to lose. And I think something like that just really takes the fun out of a Total War campaign. It's not like you're going to be losing anyway. The majority of you watching this video have a lot of time under these games, and yeah, you know how to play, but the feeling that, yeah, you can't really lose because your faction is hidden away kind of kills off incentivization. Another reason for this also would just be, well, the Changeling has such a unique campaign, but it's very much a one and done. You've played it once, you're very likely not to play it again. I guess it's too unique. Maybe that's just me. Maybe some people do play the Changeling fairly often, and I just think that having the option is just going to be better than not having it. Same thing could be said if they are very much married to the idea of the standard campaign that he's currently have a toggle at the beginning, or at least a option to teleport to different locations to start in a different theater, so the campaign isn't always in the same location. Variety is of course the spice of life, and it's desperately needed for their character. I've played the Changeling twice on stream and really don't feel a reason to go back. Kairos, however, I have gone back to because I quite enjoy him. He could do a few touch-ups, as I said before, but I do find him quite fun. Like I said, I don't expect another DLC for Tzeentch, but what I would expect is an FLC Legendary Lord as a way to say, hey, we're sorry for Shadows of Change once again. Here's the character that you guys were all expecting, Egrimm van Horstmann. Why Egrimm? Well, he's very popular. Creative Assembly are fully aware that people have been asking for him constantly, because people are still asking for him now, and to be honest, there's not really another Tzeentchian character which kind of fits here, and it would just be nice to get some mortal Legendary Lord for the monogod faction, with his own bespoke mechanic about cults, essentially the cult of the purple hand and so on, as we're now aware that Creative Assembly are looking towards the cult system and wanting to change it around. So if they change it around and rework it, then have a more powerful version with some extra additions for a character like Egrimm, well, perfect. And yes, I'm pushing the Egrimm agenda mostly because every single monogod faction should have no less than 3 legendary lords, in my opinion, as again, variety is the spice of life. It will add for more reason for you to play those factions, and really, it would be a massive shame if Tzeentch got stuck with just 2 legendary lords. CA have said that they know people want loads of legendary lords, and in fact, we do. It would be nice to get as many as possible, and they seem to be quite keen on that. I think they finally realized with the sales of Thrones of Decay that people want loads of characters. Remember that a small while back, they actually did say that DLCs would be smaller, but it looks like they've changed their mind on that, which thank fuck they did. I, like the rest of you watching this video, want to see this game supported as much as possible, and more characters is more playtime. I've put a lot of hours into this game. I've taken a little bit of a break recently, but that's mostly because it's getting way too hot, and I need to go outside. Yeah, I know, sounds weird for a Warhammer YouTuber to say that, but when a shiny new character comes into effect, I want to play that for no less than 40 hours or so. It's how I've always been. And then usually after some updates, I usually come back to other characters. I've been playing a lot of Carl Franz and Balthasar Gelt lately because the reworks are really fun for them. Getting some fixes coming in for Tzeentch might help redeem Shadows of Change. I know a lot of people are a lot more happier now since the 2.0 patch, and so am I actually. I think that the additions are quite good. I like the Kislev additions, I quite like the Tzeentch additions too, and the Cafe ones, I mean, yeah, awesome. However, as I have stated and many people have stated too, I'd argue that it's still not worth the money because the promised fixes never really came into effect. So if fixes start coming in, better late than never, it will start to actually justify the price of the DLC. Now, I'm not saying that they need to do this right away. Right now, all I'm thinking about is Khorne, ogres, and greenskins, to be honest. I'm fairly excited, but it's also very nice to hear that, yes, they've got plans to do stuff like this, to update stuff. Maybe some of those reworks that we'll get in between DLC patches will also be around the fixing up the Shadows of Change stuff, which, in all honesty, just needs to kind of fix up Kairos. Yuan Bo is perfectly fine, I quite enjoy him, even though he did get nerfed a while back, and Mother Ostanka is much more fun now that we've got access to a unique lore of magic. Her mechanics are quite cool as it stands. I'm still not keen on her start position, but hey, I will rather take the bigger victory that we've got our unique lore of magic and a pretty decent lord option too. I quite like the Druzina. Overall, I'm quite excited about what's been said yesterday, and I'm quite happy that Rich decided to take to Reddit and just provide a little bit more news, because at the end of the day, communication like this is good. This is what we've all been asking for quite some time now. Hopefully it continues. Obviously, there's going to be some Pharaoh news coming in, I think, next week, which I'm looking forward to, because at the end of the day, I am looking forward to a little bit of Pharaoh news and hoping that the big map is as big as they claim it to be. You know, it'll be fun to play around with that. But, yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's have a bit of a discussion. I do apologize if this video is late. It is, it's too hot down here in Iberia. I need to go to the beach. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a good day, guys.